All right, when I say university employee, what's the first image that pops into your head? For a lot of us, it's probably a professor, right? Maybe with the tweed jacket and elbow patches, the whole vibe. But that picture is just one tiny piece of a gigantic puzzle. Today, we're going to look beyond the lecture hall and uncover the massive, often invisible, workforce that really makes a university run.
No, really, take a second. Who are you picturing? Is it that professor at the front of a huge lecture hall? A researcher in a white lab coat? Or maybe a librarian surrounded by stacks of books? Yeah, for most people, it's someone in a purely academic role.
But here's the thing. A modern university is so much more than that. It's really like its own small city. And just like any city, it needs a huge, diverse population of workers to keep the lights on and the doors open, and most of them never step foot in front of a classroom. The sheer scale of it all is, well, it's pretty staggering.
So let's pull back the curtain and actually look at the numbers. Who makes up the biggest slices of the employment pie on campus? I have a feeling the answer is going to surprise you. And to get to the bottom of this, we're not just guessing. We're digging into the latest official data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics. This gives us a really clear snapshot of the entire industry. These are the hard facts.
So what's this giant number? 191,450? That is the number of people working in the single most common job at American colleges and universities. Nearly 200,000 people. Any guesses what it could be?
Well, here you have it. The number one spot, arts and humanities teachers. Okay, that kind of makes sense. And right behind them, health specialties teachers and other teaching roles. That's all pretty expected. But wait a minute. Look down there at number 5, general office clerks. Now that is not an academic role. And this is where we start to see the real backbone of the university. I mean, just think about that for a second. Office clerks are the 5th most common job on campus. And if you look further down the full list, you find huge numbers of secretaries, administrative assistants, janitors, and cleaners. These are the folks who literally keep the gears of the whole institution turning. So we know who's the most numerous, but that's only half the story, isn't it? The other half is all about compensation. So let's follow the money and see which of these jobs command the biggest paychecks.
And this question gets right to the heart of what an institution really values. Does having the most people in a role mean it's the most valued financially? Well, let's find out.
And whoa, here's a quick look at the top of the pay scale. Health specialties teachers are way out in front, with an average salary of more than $137,000 a year. Social sciences teachers are also breaking that 6-figure mark, so it's pretty clear there's a big premium placed on these highly specialized academic fields.
Looking at the top 5 highest-paying jobs, it's completely dominated by faculty. Health and social science teachers are leading the charge, followed by other professors. And hey, remember our most numerous group, the arts and humanities teachers? They do make the list, but they come in at number 5 on the pay scale.
Okay, this is the moment. This is where it all comes together. Let's put our two lists, the most common jobs and the highest paid jobs, side by side. This is where you see the real story.
Okay, look at this. On the left, you have the sheer volume of people it takes to run the university. On the right, you have the financial pecking order. You can see a little bit of overlap, right? Health teachers are high on both lists, but the really telling thing here is who is missing from that highest paid column. Where are the teaching assistants? Where are the office clerks? Where are the janitors? Nowhere in sight.
And that leads us to a pretty stark conclusion. The data shows this huge disconnect. The jobs that are absolutely essential for the day-to-day, minute-to-minute functioning of a campus, keeping the offices running, the classrooms clean, the administration organized, they are just not the ones being valued the most on the payroll.
Let's just be crystal clear about this. Teaching assistants are the 4th largest employee group. They're absolutely foundational to the teaching mission. Office clerks, secretaries, janitors, these roles are all in the top 10 for sheer numbers of people. But when it comes to compensation, they don't even crack the top of the list. That's the structural reality of the university workforce.
So what does all this really tell us? Well, for one, it means we probably need a completely new mental map of what a university is, one that goes way beyond just students and their professors.
A much better way to think about it is as a complex ecosystem. In this system, every single role is essential. From the highest paid medical professor to the administrative assistant who manages their chaotic schedule to the custodian who keeps their lab clean. The entire system just doesn't work if you pull any one of those pieces out.
So, the biggest takeaway here is this. The whole idea of the ivory tower is basically a myth.
The modern university is really a bustling metropolis, and it's built on a vast, diverse foundation of labor. Recognizing this entire workforce is the only way to truly understand how these incredible places actually work.
And that leaves us with one final big question to chew on. As universities keep evolving, as they face new challenges with technology, with funding, with what students need, which of all these roles do you think will become the most critical and maybe the most valued in the years to come? Something to think about.